Hello, I'm Cody Christopher, and I work as a client care surveyor in the Oregon Health Authority Hospital Staffing Program. The Oregon Health Authority's Hospital Staffing Complaint System is how Oregon's hospital staffing law, including the updates in 2023's House Bill 2697, are enforced in Oregon. For investigations starting after June 1st of 2025, the OHA provides tools for the hospital to complete, which will help clarify the information gathered, reduce the need for OHA follow-up questions, and provide more opportunities for hospital staff members to participate in the investigation process. These tools are provided on the first day of the investigation with the investigation needs list. In this video, we will discuss the Service Staffing Plan Approval Tool, including when this tool is used, who completes the tool, and how to complete the tool. The Service Staffing Plan, or SSP, approval tool is used for investigations where one or more complaints allege the hospital failed to create a service staffing plan or failed to follow the staffing levels in an approved service staffing plan. This tool is posted on OHA's hospital staffing website. Hospitals can use this tool proactively to track service staffing committee votes in real time at staffing committee meetings. In that situation, the hospital would be able to provide the completed form to OHA in any subsequent investigation. OHA provides the SSP approval tool on the investigation start date with the investigation needs list. As you'll see on the next slide, OHA will complete the top section that lists the hospital name, the unit name, and the dates under investigation. The rest of the tool will be completed and signed by the Service Staffing Committee Staff Co-Chair and the Service Staffing Committee Manager Co-Chair, or their designees if either individual is unavailable. A designee must be familiar with the committee operations and have a similar role to the individual that they are acting on behalf of. For example, if the manager co-chair is unable to complete the form, the designee who completes it in their place must be another manager on the service staffing committee. This slide shows the section of the tool completed by the OHA hospital staffing team, as marked by the 3 red arrows. These sections are in a box at the top of the form with a note in italics indicating that this section is to be completed by OHA. The date under investigation will show all dates under investigation for a particular unit. You may see more than one date in this box if there are multiple dates under investigation. The beginning of the tool also includes instructions on how to complete the form. On this slide, the instructions are marked by a gold star. The instructions indicate that the co-chairs, or their designees, must initial and date the bottom of each page of the tool. This slide shows section 1 of the tool, which asks about the status of the service staffing plan. Each co-chair is asked to indicate which of the following applies to the SSP for the date or dates under investigation. If the unit did not have an SSP approved by the Service Staffing Committee for the dates under investigation, the staff co-chairs would mark the circles under option 1, noted on this slide by the gold star, and the manager co-chair would mark the circle by the blue star. The co-chairs would then skip to section 4 on the last page of the tool. If the unit had an SSP approved by the Service Staffing Committee, the co-chairs would mark the circles under option 2. The co-chairs would then go to section 2 on the next page. If the unit had a staffing plan that was decided by the hospital CEO, the co-chairs would mark the circles under option 3. The co-chairs would then go to section 3 of the tool. Both the staff co-chair and manager co-chair must indicate one of the 3 options for the SSP status. The staff co-chair and manager co-chair may indicate different options if they don't agree on the status of the SSP. On this slide, we've marked the circles the staff co-chair would choose from with yellow stars, and the circles the manager co-chair would choose from with blue stars. If an SSP is under investigation for multiple dates, it is possible that more than one option would apply for the time range. If more than one option applies to an investigation, the hospital administration contact for the investigation or the co-chairs should reach out to OHA for further instructions. This slide shows Section 2 of the tool, which only is completed if the SSP was approved by a vote of the Service Staffing Committee. In this section, question 1 asks for the date the Service Staffing Committee approved the SSP that was in use at the time of the dates under investigation. As with all dates in this tool, write the month, day, and year. Question 2 directs the co-chairs to complete the table below to provide more information about how the Service Staffing Committee adopted the SSP. The co-chairs will list each person on the Service Staffing Committee, regardless of whether that member was present at the meeting, and indicate who voted on the plan. The instructions also clarify that the table should only include Service Staffing Committee members. In other words, guests, visitors, observers, and other non-members of the Staffing Committee should not be listed. The table continues on to page 3. Some large Service Staffing Committees may need an extra space to list all their members. In that situation, attach extra pages showing all requested information for the remaining Service Staffing Committee members. On this slide, we see the boxes for the Staff Co-Chair and Manager Co-Chair. The first two boxes, marked with the gold stars, ask for the names of the co-chairs and the units they represent. The next box, titled Present, asks whether the co-chair was present at the meeting where the plan was adopted. The box titled Participated in Vote asks whether the co-chair was one of the members who voted during the meeting. Only an equal number of service staff members and service manager members may vote on a service staffing plan. The last box, titled How Member Voted, asks whether the member voted to approve the service staffing plan. If a co-chair did not participate in the vote to maintain equal numbers, mark NA didn't vote. The second part of the table asks for information about the rest of the committee members. This table asks the same information as what was asked about the co-chairs, as well as one additional question. After entering the member's name, the form asks whether the member is a staff member, abbreviated as staff, or a manager member, abbreviated as MGR. Section 3 asks questions about CEO-selected service staffing plans. This section is only completed if one or more respondents indicate that the CEO selected the service staffing plan. The first two questions ask whether there are at least one Service Staffing Committee co-chair that invoked a 60-day deliberation period, and if so, when the Service Staffing Committee co-chair made the request. As before, the format should show the month, day, and year of the request. Questions 3 and 3A ask about whether the Service Staffing Committee extended the 60-day deliberation period, and if yes, indicate when the Service Staffing Committee did so. Question 4 asks whether the Service Staffing Committee was still at an impasse after the deliberation period. If it was, continue with the set of questions, and if not, skip to Section 4. The next set of questions, 5, 6, and 6A, ask when the Service Staffing Committee sent the disputed SSP to the CEO or their designee and whether a decision has been issued. If yes, the co-chairs should attach the CEO's deliberations to the Service Staffing Plan Approval tool and check the box confirming that they have done so. This page concludes the SSP Approval tool. It asks the co-chairs to confirm whether any additional pages are attached to this packet, and if yes, asks for the number of additional pages that are attached. This section also includes boxes for the individuals who completed the form to identify themselves, which will be shown on the next page. The SSP Approval tool notes, by signing below, I confirm that the answers provided in this tool and the attached pages, if applicable, are complete and true to the extent of my knowledge and after review of the SSP approval documentation for the date under review. By signing below, I also confirm that I have sufficient knowledge about the SSC to be able to complete this form. The attestation is a space for the staff co-chair and manager co-chair, or their designees, to provide more information about themselves. The two individuals who completed this form will print their first and last name and their job title in the corresponding space. They will also sign the form and write the date, including the month, day, and year. At the bottom of each page, there is a spot for the co-chairs or designees to initial and date. Don't forget to initial and date the bottom of each page of the tool. The spaces to initial and date the tool will be in the same location in the footer of each page of the form. The Service Staffing Plan Approval Tool is posted on the OHA Hospital Staffing website at www.healthoregon.org/hospitalstaffing. The OHA Hospital Staffing website also includes information about hospital staffing requirements and resources such as FAQs, webinars, and hospital staffing shorts. Thank you.